Since I did the first part, introducing the panelists and the chairman of the panel in French, I will continue in English, if that's okay with the rest of you. So this panel, will focus on strategies that African governments in general and tax administration in particular implement in order to continuously harness new technology and improve the performance of tax administrations. So it's one of the panels, all of them are very important, but this is one of the panels that we've chosen to set the scene to discuss this important topic today. I'll hand over now to the chairperson of the panel to proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, so without further ado, we'll start. Please allow me to first introduce, and first of all, please allow me to thank you for accepting our invitation here today. Mr. Geshem Passy is an accomplished management and business leader, a business consultant, and a life coach and philanthropist. He's the founding Commissioner General and member of the Zimbabwe Revenue Board from May 2001 until 2017, so that's 16 years. He has worked in the public sector for close to 35 years. He's a certified coach practitioner under the Canadian Certified Coaches Federation. He has joined the Department of Taxes in November 1982 as a tax assessor and became the Commissioner of Taxes in 1996 until April 2001. He's formed and he's been molded, he formed and molded ZIMRA into a robust organization driven by technology, good corporate governance, anchor on a vibrant service culture, and zero tolerance to corruption, balanced scorecard as a performance measurement tool. He's also been the chairman of ATAF, the ATAF Council between 2014 and 2016. He's also served in various boards and institutions. He's also the president of the Commonwealth Association of Tax Administrators. So I will invite now Mr. Passy to set the scene, basically, and giving us some background on this topic of harnessing information technology system for leapfrogging taxation development in Africa. So, Mr. Passy, you have approximately, let me shrink your time from 10 to 8, if that's okay with you.
Okay, thank you. 8 means I will need to tell a lot of jokes because I only speak for a minute or two. Right, thank you very much. It is indeed an honor to be here to see that ATRN, our baby, is growing in leaps and bounds. Thank you very much, you and your entire team and the board. Keep up the good work. We will continue supporting you wherever we are. I think one of my favorite writers is Professor Samuel Pipium. Says there's nothing wrong with the African mindset. Our problem is there's nothing wrong with the African mind. Our problem is the African mindset. In March 2013, the Executive Secretary of ECA, the Economic Commission for Africa, noted in his presentation in Abuja that ECA new directions for the transformative development of Africa. And he said changes in the world include a new globalization in terms of accelerated economic integration, driven, and that's the point I want to bring up, driven by the phenomenal growth of information and communication due to digital processing power and its multimedia applications. I think it's important because it's coming from the ECA. But now, at a policy level, I see the implementation by African governments to support this, having realized this challenge, what is it that we are doing to our administrations? That's the challenge. Because I'm saying, really, when it comes to technology, most African revenue administrations are still trying to redesign the wheel. Instead, the result is a four-sided wheel. We are not going anywhere. We, for some reason, either capacity or whatever, we don't want, or we are not harnessing what is already available. But we need to be able to do that if we are going to leapfrog in terms of usage of technology, reaping the benefits. Lack of adequate resources is always an issue. And most treasuries will regard requests by revenue administrations as nuisance items. They are not always given the priority that we should. I've always argued that if you want to reap, you must invest first. But most of our governments, we first do the budget for everything else, and then we say, okay, where's the money coming from? What little can we give them to do the job? And yet it should be the other way around. So this has resulted in an end in piecemeal approaches to automation, and most organizations end up really just taking whatever is on offer, which may not be the best solution. And they usually end up dealing with the very small vendors who cannot support what they have sold, and you have no fallback position. So really, and I see now a danger in that we are not administrations, and now there's a danger of parceling out functions which should be done by revenue authorities to other administrations, be they financial institutions, and we have papers, I think, on that. Is that really the ideal situation? So I'm saying where really we embrace the bigger e-government scenario with the revenue administrations being the core. And we are not looking at who hosts the systems, because there's saying, is it hosted by computer department or whatever. But I'm saying whatever national system is put in place, the revenue administration must be the core. Everything else must fit into that. Because if we don't do that, then we'll always be behind as administrators. We'll always never have sufficient information nor the ability to process that information. So integration of systems ought to be the cornerstone in that development, with your revenue administrations as the everything else, immigration, financial institutions must then be feeding into. Because as administrators, you want to know what happens to persons, human or legal, from when they are born, what they do through their entire life, and go beyond even after they are dead. So how do we keep the information? And I said, really, the big data, it's been one of the issues I've been. I think I want to say it was invented for revenue administrations. Because really, when you follow through, you do your analytics, the amount of information you can get, and the ability gives you to do your work from your cell phone, it's just phenomenal. But we sadly are lagging behind. We've been left behind. And when people talk of the Internet of Things, I'm saying really it should be the Internet of taxation. Because really, life is all about taxation when you think about it. Even when you are going on the roads where you have your tolls, that's a form of taxation. When you sell your property, there may be taxes there. All it's about taxation, about getting your share of your contribution to the national development. And really, information is now and the future. So where are we? We need the necessary support, and I think we also need to skate around the issues. When we talk of all these parceling out of work from the revenue administration. We are really trying to run away from the key factor that we need to resource them adequately. We need to capacitate our administrations and allow them to do the work that needs to be done. So, allocation due to revenue administration should be the first item and should be before you even start allocating to other departments, ministries, and so on. You should have what you need to finance your revenue efforts. That should be the first item on any national budget. Thereafter, you then decide what other priorities ought to be. But my view is priority number one in budgetary allocative system must always go to your revenue if we are serious about effectively mobilizing domestic resources. And I'm saying really we need governments to invest in the ability of revenue administrations to mash out those resources. Visible and practical political will and support is the key. But I'm also challenging the revenue administrations to say we need to be bold enough to claim our seat at the table, and preferably at the head of the table when we talk of modernization, computerization, ITC developments at the national level. I thank you.